Here comes ID trying to make a run, but he runs straight into an LG. He won't be getting far. Look at the rocket jump by GWC in order to get the flag carrier dead. And Flag's in a pretty good position to just kind of leave it there.
Yep, I'm
for
the
a minute.
man.
Yeah, looking pretty good so far. He's hitting a 45% rail, which actually is kind of low for this map because considering that you can see your opponent coming for quite a ways, and given the position that he has, I would actually expect it to be a little bit higher. ID comes back to take the flag and says, "Fuck you, dude. I'm leaving with this thing." Oh, no, he's not. Good lord. We got Clock getting out 28 health. Back over to ID, 41 health. Looking for armor. Coming up in about 5 seconds. Back over to Clock. Clock is armored up and he is back at his base. So ID has to make it out here. If he dies here, then we're going to see another cap. Oh, and it's GWC playing defense one more time, but it's going to be WN coming in and getting the steal. And he's got full health as he makes the turn, but there it is. Nas is trying to shut him down. SDA as well. And it's going to be Brick. Brick is able to get the return. Wow.
He could taste that cap.
Yeah,
it was
he's
on
really
the
good.
tip of his tongue. But Clock, once again, with 16 health, I don't think he's going to be going too far, but we're going to be seeing him once again. Oh, no, we do have a little pickup there, but again, ID is going to be the guy getting the return.
Jones is out,
1 minute
though.
left here.
Jones is on the way out. This could be a tie. Right
here.
here.
Holy shit.
Yeah, baby. Tie game in the final minute, folks. Welcome to Quake Live TV. I realized we never really signed on, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm Grease Scotsman. My co-host tonight's Jahar, and we are seeing an awesome all-your-base pickup. ID gonna try to get the final cap in order to seal the deal, and he is almost through center. He picks another route, and it might be the right one, and he's on the way, and 30 seconds left, and he does get it done, and there's a rail from afar.
Rail.
Yes, that was an enemy rail.
That went right through
and he
his
had
legs.
50-something health.
59,
wow.
and that one rail would have saved the game for him. But now with less than 15 seconds left to go on the clock, we're going to be seeing the blue team picking up the first win, and Hal coming down from a 0-1 to a 2-1 just like in the last minute exactly. So awesome first game here.
Yeah, that was really impressive stuff. But you call me itty bitty swizzle stick. Even Mini-Me started laughing at my little dick. All right. So it looks like in the final 15 seconds or so, blue team is able to come back after narrow miss after narrow miss, narrow cap after narrow cap, and back and forth between these two teams. ID just, it's like he flipped a motherfucking switch and just said, "It's time for me to cap this bitch." And that was awesome.
Indeed. We're going to start seeing the other pickup team join up here. And half of the other team go away? What? What?
Yeah, they're gonna re-pick up.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So basically, every single game, guys, for those, because we may have viewers that aren't familiar with how pickups work. Essentially, you pick captains, and then in order to make it a little bit more fair, we're actually picking specs first, and those people sit out, but then they get in on the next game. And then the captains then pick out of the pool of people. So the neat thing is we're going to see a nice mixture of these players throughout the course of the night. And, you know, I doubt it's going to turn into any sort of, like, you know, team versus, because it'll probably stay pretty well mixed. Like I said, these guys play together all the time, so it should be pretty good times. They kind of know who's good at what, and honestly, if we take a look at the list, we have a great collection of talent on the server, so should be good times.
Speaking of which, bid signups should be closed by now, so have you been hearing any little birds about when things are going to get kicked off?
No, but we have been asked to cover the finals of the NGL CTF, which has been going strong, and
cool.
just, you know, the timing of it was such that, like, we weren't able to really cover any of the rest of the games. But yeah, Thursday, March 25th, we will be covering the NGL finals. Should be good times. Hey.
You guys hear? Cal and CPL are coming back.
Yes, they have countdowns on both their sites. I saw Slasher's
Ooh,
tweet earlier
countdowns.
today.
Ooh.
He's all excited.
Ooh, hype.
Yeah. One was like 45 days, the other one was like 90 days or some shit. I don't know. I think CPL was longer. Is that right?
Apparently it's going to be run by this guy named Scott Valencia, who was essentially the CEO of CGS in its prime. But as many on the internet are keen to point out, he has been he's been on the top of a few failed companies over the last couple of years, few failed esports companies. So we'll see what he can do with the franchise now. It's not the same company, just a restart of the old brands. So that's something to keep your eye out for.
Okay.
I'm going to be of the opinion that a new brand would probably not do them a lot of harm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand why you would stick with the same brand, as it's kind of been tarnished over the last few years. But you know, whatever works.
You know, I mean, as leagues go, in my opinion, the more the merrier, because I would much rather have too many and people are able to kind of choose what they consider to be the best ones than not have enough. On the other hand, you run into issues where, you know, basically players, it divides the community because they can't play everything. So, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting discussion, I think. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, when something is still relatively in its infancy, you want to be careful how the brands kind of affect the image of things, because the image is still really impressionable. This is my 2 cents.
Yeah, I agree. Greased. I'm not against them. It is a new company. It's not the same company that didn't pay the prize monies and all that kind of stuff, all the drama from the CPL. So I'll give them a chance. I don't see any reason why not to. However, I still do think it's strange that they would try to restart a brand under a different company. That the brand itself has been kind of, well, let's just say most esports fans have not been too happy with the CPL, or were not too happy with the CPL.
Well, we'll finish
Suffice
this conversation
to say, but
in the next bit of downtime.
Yeah, it's just going to have to suffice, because now we're seeing some troubled waters action. This time around, the lineup is Brick, Sanity, ID, and GWC on blue. On red, we're seeing Sean, Despair, WN, and Jones.
Yeah, and I'm watching too. He's talking in chat and he's saying his Death Adder blows. He can't believe he spent the money he did on it. That being said, you know what I'm really looking forward to is, and this is one thing that I've been kind of missing in GWC, because yeah, we're seeing it now. His railgun, he's 50%. I'm wondering if we're going to see that throughout the course of the night, because he's going straight back to that position. He wants that middle. He wants to own this place. And let's see if he can handle it. He's almost in rail range. He's going after Despair. Despair will go down to that plasma. Wow. A lot of back and forth.
Yeah, especially in the first couple minutes here, we're going to be seeing a lot of setup for who can get control of mid, win out the initial rail battles, and so far, WN's looking pretty good with 75% rail, but that's only after a couple shots, of course.
Well, on the other end, we've got Jones trying his luck at center control. So we know, if we take a look at the teams, you know, we didn't really do that, but we'll do that in a little bit. But a lot of these guys are extremely rail heavy. So I think this will be really interesting to see how many times flag carriers get destroyed in center. You know, they think they're about to make it, and then they get hit by like 2 rails at once or some shit. Look at that. GWC comes up close range and just blows up. How did he, like, you know, let him get that close? I mean, that was just ridiculous. He just kind of just hopped across, and he's like, hi, say hello to my shotgun. It's tasty. I don't know. That was just, you don't see that very often. I don't know what to say about that.
Well, I think this is one of the maps, you know, CTF Troubled Waters. It's one of the maps that lends a bit of credence to nerfing the rail down to like 80, 85 damage. Because you remember this map, you know, in Q3, of course, with 100 damage rails.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about a rail-controlled map, this was it.
Despair's looking pretty good so far. GWC is able to pull him down. But that being said, you know, we're seeing actually a lot of these guys are shooting about 40% rail, but I think that's largely because they're shooting